In today's episode, I am answering your question. Alexa, what does miscellaneous means?
The adjective miscellaneous is usually defined as
We'll start the episode with the miscellaneous. We'll start sacrément. Pas un mot facile when you're French. We'll start with the miscellaneous question and then get into the more serious ones, including how to beat the imposter syndrome. So grab a coffee, grab a soup, grab a tea, grab a cake, whatever you... Just sit down, relax, and editing Jonathan here. If you're here only for the conversation we're gonna have about the imposter syndrome, you can skip to 6 minutes and 39 seconds. However, if you so choose to watch the full episode, like, subscribe, and share, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here. Let's begin. Roger Hernandez asked, what advice would you give your younger self? Well, my friend, I made a couple of videos on that subject already, but if there was one advice only I could give my younger self, start taking better care of your body. When your body is doing good, your mind is doing good. When your mind is doing good, you take better life decisions. Simple as that. Malise asked, when did you start climbing? About 7 months ago. Is climbing as hard as it looks? Yeah, I think so, yeah. How do you stay so disciplined? Well, that's quite easy. I just do something that requires discipline every day, even if it's just a small thing. You have a great style. Where do you get your clothes? Mostly in stores. Renee asked, if you could restart your YouTube channel, would you do anything differently knowing what you know now? The only thing I would do differently is trust myself a little more, be myself a little more. Because obviously you want to be successful. So you tend to want to imitate or emulate successful people that you admire because you think that this is the recipe for you to be successful. But the reason why they're successful is most likely because they are them. They are who they are. So my advice to you, if you want to start your YouTube channel, yes, it's okay to take inspiration from others, but just be you. You're gonna have a lot more fun. What is it about climbing that got you so obsessed with it? I just stopped thinking when I'm up there. I get into the flow state. I just get super calm. Surpassing my capabilities. The community is absolutely amazing. There's so much good in climbing. It's just insane. How do you keep coming with new video ideas? I would say that the best trick for creativity, always coming up with new ideas, is take time to sit down and try to come up with new ideas. You need to take a moment. It's this book I read. I don't remember the title right now. I put it in my phone. Wait. Creative people sometimes needs to sit down and do nothing. That is so true. Sit down, do nothing, and think. Louisiana Zan asked, how's your carnivore diet plans going? Not good. I really fell back into the sugar habit. Well, on the bright side though, I'm doing a sugar-free challenge for about 2 months, and I'll be making a video about that, so maybe you want to jump in the action. Yeah. She also asked, any tips or tricks to ditch procrastination? So I deal with procrastination in 2 ways. The first one requires a lot of guilt-free emotion, if that's even a phrase. It's either I embrace procrastination until I can't anymore, or I shame myself out of it. How does that look, you may ask? Well, I just tell myself that right now I'm not using 100% of my potential, and I'm asking myself the question, what if I would die tomorrow? What is the last thing I would want to be remembered for? Procrastination or actually doing what I'm supposed to do? After wondering those questions, you just get right back to what you're supposed to do. Stupid cake. It's so good. Cheesecake is just the best, isn't it? She also asked, is bouldering for you a training to go mountain climbing outside? No, it is not. I am allergic to mosquitoes, to anything that picks or bite or whatever. I really can't stand. I'm really, in my core, a city boy. It's gonna take a lot for you to see me on an actual mountain. Do majority of tattoo artists avoid yellow ink because it fades faster? Yellow ink does fade faster, but it also depends on who's putting the ink in the skin. If a tattoo is properly done and there's some yellow in it, yes, over time this will most likely be the first color to leave, but it doesn't stop me from using yellow in my tattoos. Is there some superstition amongst tattoo artists that once finished tattoo should not be reopened again? I'm gonna take a wild guess and think that it means should you retouch a tattoo once it's finished? That's completely up to the customer. I have nothing to say about this. Jackie asks, how do you deal with change in your life and friends? Like if regular friends are cynical about self-improvement, finding people who keep you on track versus discouraging you, but that you still share common interests and values with. So if I'm understanding this correctly, you're asking how is it with self-improvement, like quitting drinking and doing all those changes in my life, how does it affect my friendship? Quite a lot, but I think it depends on how you see it. See, I'm always changing. I think I could be a very dizzying person to be friends with. Always something that needs to be better, I find. Like I'm this never-ending project in my head. Did I lose some friends because of my self-improvement journey? I would say yes and no. No, for the sole fact that I don't think that they're bad people because they're still doing what they do. And I'm pretty sure they don't think I'm a bad person because I stopped doing what they do. It's just that we don't have the same common interest anymore. But obviously we're still able to talk to each other and have a great discussion. We just don't hang out as much because I choose to change my life. But also you're bound to lose some friends when you start this process because you realize who are your real friends. And also, if you have some friends that are cynical because you're trying to improve your life, you might not you might not want to have those people around you. Yeah. Michelle says, Imposter Syndrome, please help. I am sitting on boxes of art that I haven't shared with the world because of Imposter Syndrome always kicks in. What if it isn't good enough? What if people laugh at me? Would any of this bring value to the world? Looking for help with mindset shift, books to read, or a good old kick in the booty? Well, I don't know any good books about that. I don't think we're close enough for the kick in the booty, so I will just try with a mindset change. So let's start with that. I just fucking love cheesecake. I haven't had good cheesecake like this in so long. Phew. So you have the ability to create your world by choosing your job, your hobby, sports, art, whatever you choose in your life to do, you're creating your own world. Much like I created here my own world with painting. There's so many things you can pick and choose from. It's like the all-you-can-think buffet. Now it's just a matter of, do you want other people to experience your world or you want to experience it just by yourself? And also it's a matter of, do you want to experience your world that you're creating outside your head and outside the boundaries of your home? Let's just all agree on what is imposter syndrome for the people that might not know that expression. Imposter syndrome, also known as imposter phenomenon or fraud syndrome, is a cognitive distortion that involves persistent self-doubt and the feeling that success is undeserved. People with imposter syndrome may feel like frauds or phonies and may rationalize away their achievements. They may also fear that others will eventually realize that they're not competent. Imposter syndrome can manifest in many areas of life, including work, relationship, parenting, and hobbies. So when you think about it, really, imposter syndrome is just insecurities. It's just like it just sounds fancier to say imposter syndrome. But don't get me wrong, I'm not immune to that. Like I'm never thinking that, oh, I'm so deserving of everything I have. Yes, I do think that I deserve the things that I work very hard for. But then again, you have people that works very hard for something and for some weird, shitty reason, the universe never gives them what they work for so hard. But these thoughts enter my mind in everything I do, whether it be tattooing, painting, drawing, making videos, making clothes. Oh yeah, by the way, I got a little bird of one of my paintings on crew necks. I'm very happy with those. I've been making clothes for like 20 years now, like small batches once in a while. I'll tell you in another video how you can get those. But yeah, these thoughts are constantly in my mind. It's just that I got really good at pushing through them. It's just like discipline, creativity. It's something that you work at it. The more you do it, the less you'll care. And you're scared that people are gonna laugh at you. There's always gonna be some dumbass somewhere that's gonna laugh at you. Just for example, when Facebook came out, this guy took time to post a shitty comment on every single pictures of my tattoos and my paintings, telling me that I should quit, that I should off myself, that I sucked, that I should find another job. Like it was insane. It's incredibly mean, and it did affect me at that time because this is like 20 years ago. But it's insane to. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you how it sounds, and I'm not trying to make you feel stupid because I used to think that way. So this exercise is actually pretty good. Do you realize that you're stopping yourself showing off your art, your skills, your talent because of the idea of that one person that you've never met, never interacted with, could say about your work or maybe laugh at you? You are hindering your happiness because of something that could or could not happen with someone that you would never meet. They have no clue who you are, you have no clue who they are, and yet this is stopping you from being the happiest you would ever be by doing what you want to do, by doing what you love. Do you hear how insane that sounds? And that now that I'm older, that I've been doing this for a long time, like 20-something years, I realize how those insecurities in my head were completely irrational. As for your question of are they gonna like it? Who the hell knows? You'll never know as long as you don't put it out. And that sounded bad. As long as you don't put out your work. And not everyone is gonna like your work. That's just not possible. Yes, I changed my hat. It was getting hot a little bit. And as for your questioning about, is it gonna bring value to the world? I would say yes and no. The value that it's gonna bring is, and it's completely my opinion, obviously. I think the value that this is gonna bring is, well, first off, it's gonna make you much happier. And when people are happy, it's kind of contagious. You make other people happy, you motivate people. You might be motivating other people to do the same, to just start showing off their art. In that sense, you could bring value. Now, talking about the art on itself. I mean, art is art. I don't think that my paintings brings any value to the world other than the people that really enjoy it. So for a lot of people, it's not gonna have any value because they won't care. But for a lot of people, it's gonna bring value. It might create an emotion when they're gonna look at your art. Again, you might inspire someone. So I think that this is the value that it has to bring. But you can't think of that before releasing your work. It's something that's just gonna happen on its own. It's not something that you can predict. It's art. It's so abstract. People are gonna like it, people are not gonna like it. You're gonna bring value for some people, and for some people they just won't give a shit. It's, you know, we all have self-doubt. We all a little bit self-conscious on how people are gonna look at us or what they're gonna think of us. It's very normal. But I think at the end of the day, the questions you should ask yourself, other than are they gonna like it, are they gonna laugh at me, or am I gonna bring any value to the world, are am I happy? Does it make me feel good? How good would it feel if one person would actually fall in love with my work? How good would it feel to know that you created an emotion so strong in someone that this person is willing to part with their money to get your artwork? I always try to take those negative thoughts and counterbalance them with the positive thought of. So to anyone that has this imposter syndrome thing going on, you really should get over it. It's not worth you being unhappy. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. I hope you're well. Don't eat too much cheesecake. I'm getting a little bit of a sugar rush right now. And I'll see you in the next one. Two colors, vintage black and vintage green. The bird is not at the same place on any shirt. You can't decide really which one you get. I pick for you. Be the other. Clin d'oeil, just here. Go on my Instagram page and you'll be the first to know when these little birdies are released into the world.